This ship came back 90 years after disappearing in the Bermuda Triangle. In 1925, a ship named the SS Cotopaxi left Charleston with 32 crew members on board. Their only cargo was coal, and their route was through the Bermuda Triangle. A few days later, a radio message came in from the SS Cotopaxi asking for help due to a terrible storm. And after that, they were never seen again. Until May 2015, nearly 90 years after the disappearance, the Cuban Coast Guard reported that they found the SS Cotopaxi drifting in the ocean, fully rusted, with no crew on board. Some people say that supernatural and extraterrestrial forces are at play, while scientists say that gas hydrates are the real culprits. However, till date, no one can really figure out how.
Have you heard that? A cruise ship mysteriously disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle.
No way.
Listen, just 2 days ago, a crew made a chilling discovery in the Atlantic Ocean. Paul Rohan was part of a 25-person crew aboard a transatlantic ship 900 miles from Miami. As they sailed, they were unaware they were approaching a well-known location where many ships have mysteriously disappeared. Their transatlantic ship was being tested before being sold to a company. They had to sail for at least 10 days nonstop to see if the ship was reliable or shit. But just after the second day, a catastrophe occurred. Paul was in a room with a porthole overlooking the seafloor. While he wanted to rest on the bed, his gaze was immediately drawn to a mysterious shadow through the porthole. Looking, he saw something horrible. Terrified, he immediately ran to warn his captain. But it was already too late. Their ship had just arrived in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, and so they thought they were safe because the sea was calm. Paul even recorded a video on Snapchat to prove there was no danger. This is where it gets wild. A giant hand emerged from the water, grabbing the ship and making it disappear into the sea depths. Fortunately, yesterday, a friend of Paul posted the video. To see it, follow us, click here, then on more, and finally on Snapchat.
Finally, we know why NASA stopped exploring the oceans, and it's terrifying. NASA began exploring the deepest parts of the ocean back in 1958 and stopped in 2008 without giving out any explanation. Many people began to worry about why NASA was trying to leave planet Earth right after they stopped exploring the ocean. However, just a week ago, one of the administrators working for NASA retired and was able to speak the truth on what was actually discovered below the depths without facing any repercussions. In 2008, they'd sent 2 submarines into the Pacific Ocean when they'd noticed something unusual 20,000 feet below the depths. A giant underwater chasm with many caves connected to each other. As they descended to the bottom of the chasm, they saw the remains of a giant ship that had sunk generations ago. When they began to investigate the wreckage, they found the captain's logbook. The journal revealed that this ship dates back to the year 1240, and on the next page was the reason for why this ship sank, and it's truly terrifying. Comment NASA Part 2 or click on share and then more.
The truth about the Titanic has finally been leaked, and they have been lying to you this whole time. The Titanic was not a victim of an iceberg, but rather one of the ocean's most dangerous predators, where there has only ever been one reported sighting before of this enormous kraken-like sea creature. The footage, recovered from an old camera that was stored in the White House, had very poor video quality, so the footage was given to video editors and graphic designers in order to recreate the exact scene that took place, but in higher quality using CGI. It shows an enormous tentacled beast rising from the depths and wrapping itself around the ship's hull. The sheer force of this creature's grip appears to have torn the Titanic apart, sinking it in minutes. The eerie, high-definition images reveal the creature thrashing the ship as passengers and crew scramble in panic. Scientists and historians alike are stunned. The implications are enormous, not only for our understanding of the Titanic, but for marine biology itself, as we could still have this deadly kraken-like creature roaming our oceans to this day. If you would like to see the raw video footage or the images, then just simply press on share more and then photos, and they will be shown to you. If this doesn't work, then comment Titanic and I will send it myself.
A fisherman thought this was a person drowning until he got closer and discovered the disturbing reality of what it actually was. Julian Marcus was a fisherman from Maryland in the States. He worked with his brother Roberto on a medium-sized fishing boat 5 days a week. However, on this particular Saturday, they would come across something they would never forget. They started off the day very well with both Julian and his brother Roberto, catching plenty of fish which were well known to the area. However, they both had the feeling that something was not right. After spending 4 hours navigating the waters, their eyes caught the first signs of an approaching storm on the horizon. Having already secured a plentiful catch for the day, they opted to return to the shore, opting to trade their haul at the local market. But right before they did, Julian spotted a person in the water struggling to stay afloat. Julian quickly navigated the ship to the drowning person in the ocean. What they believed was the person was at least 200 foot out from the shore. Right as Roberto was preparing to throw the man a life ring, Julian screamed in horror when he noticed what it actually was. To see the complete video, just press share, then more, and then photos.
You are saying there is an upside-down world?
Wait, what do you think is deep within the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe the ocean floor?
Well, you couldn't be more wrong. I'll explain. Years ago, a researcher named, Tyler Schmerkenheiser set out to prove something outrageous. The guy wasn't just curious, he was obsessed. He built this custom submarine, reinforced with some hyper-alloy hull that sounded more like a sci-fi experiment than reality. His mission? To challenge the idea that the ocean floor even exists. He dove straight into the Mariana Trench, the deepest, darkest part of the ocean. With a camera strapped to the front, he captured footage of creatures no one could identify. Strange, alien-like species that defy explanation, and then it got strange. Instead of hitting the seafloor like everyone expected, Tyler claimed he encountered an abyssal vortex, a massive, swirling black whirlpool that somehow no other expedition had ever reported. And when he went through it, he surfaced somewhere else. He described it as an upside-down world, a place with strange lands and eerie, human-like figures standing on a distant shore, watching, waiting. Think about it. The ocean covers most of this planet, and yet we've barely touched it. Could it be hiding entrances to other realms? Worlds we can't even comprehend? Or maybe they don't want us to know what's really down there.
Why do sharks look like the devil when upside down?
All hands hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die.
Did you know that people who survived the Titanic are still being found in the Atlantic? And it's not just another TikTok joke. The Titanic sank like 112 years ago, but survivors are still being found. But how is that even possible? Well, in 1992, a fishing boat in the Atlantic rescued a strange old-fashioned dressed woman. She claimed her name was Winnie Cowes, but strangest of all, she claimed she was from the sinking Titanic and needed help. Surprisingly, she was rescued in the middle of the endless ocean, and there were no ships nearby. By the way, in the archives of the Titanic really was a passenger with the name Winnie Cowes, and they look very similar. Many scientists began to claim that she was caught in a time loop. Also, another strange phenomenon associated with the Titanic is this mysterious SOS signal that repeats every 6 years for almost a century from the place where the Titanic sank. But how is that even possible? Scientists believe this signal is as caught in a time loop as this woman.
Take a look at this incredible discovery from the deep sea. The footage shows a diver next to a strange-looking creature which turns out to be a bigfin squid, also known as Magnippina. What's amazing is that the squid in the video is not even an adult, just a juvenile. The real shocker comes when you zoom out and notice an even larger bigfin squid in the background. This highlights just how enormous these creatures can get. Adult bigfin squids are known to grow up to 15 feet in length or more, making them one of the most impressive and enigmatic animals of the deep sea. The size and scale of these giants are truly mind-blowing. Hopefully my calculation isn't off. If it is, forgive me. I'm beefing with Julius currently, and I can't ask him for help.
Something strange is happening in our oceans.
This very strange video is circling the internet of what's supposed to be this very strange phenomenon happening in the middle of the ocean. A couple of people inside of a boat captured it on camera. I'm going to show you guys the entire video. Some people are relating this to underwater volcanoes, but I'm not exactly sure if this is the case. I'm going to show you guys the video. You tell me what you think is going on here. Check this out. Pay attention, look at the size of this thing. Look at this over here. What's going on here, guys? What is your take?
Don't forget to like and follow and stay weird.
Jesus Christ.
Did you hear what Elon Musk said on the Full Send podcast a few months ago? They start talking about cataclysms and ice ages. He says,
"There's deep rabbit hole on ice ages. Deep rabbit hole."
He knows. Look at these topics that we're into: cataclysms, lost ancient technology.
Magnetic poles.
That's the one thing.
There was probably something significant that happened in the last ice age, because we don't see any evidence of writing, and that was about 10,000 years ago.
This is mainstream science. The poles do flip. These happens in cycles of 6,500 years. It's a planet flip 90 degree. The Earth essentially does a standstill. The sun will stay in the same spot, causing heating we've never experienced. And here's the wild thing, is that a continental-sized tsunami being 2 miles high. Well, I showed you the Emikusi volcano in Africa, in the Sahara, which is at 11,300 feet, that has salt as well as evidence of gastropods, sea life.
That's 2 miles high.
Yes.
What is it? Look after that. Holy moly! What the heck is that? Oh man. Dude, it's a giant tree floating. There's gotta be a triple tail in that. Wait, hold on. Let me get a cast. Let me see this. If there's not a fish on this, my name's Scrooge McGrew. What the heck is that thing? Look at the triggers, bro. Look at the triggers. Yo, gap him, gap him, gap him, gap him, gap him. Gap him. Gap him. Yes. Here, let me try. You hold this. Yo, drop him in the water. Drop this garbage in the water. Oh, dude, they're so hard.
Come on, you guys, you gotta get one.
There we go.
Look at that. Almost had a double.
Ah, I got him.
Throw it out there, away from the boat.
Look how dumb they are. They're morons. They keep coming back. We're stabbing them and they keep coming. Oh, that felt good. Let me come back for more. Oh my god.
So if anyone's ever wanted to know what is down one of these, let's take a look. Get a little bit closer. Holy crap, man. It's honestly quite terrifying. There's a why is there a ladder? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can climb back up. Gotcha. That's terrifying.